Hey YouTube, how's it going? You ever heard the term Spitoonium? Probably not, because I invented it myself just recently. Spitoonium. What is Spitoonium, you ask? I'm glad you asked, because I can't wait to tell you. Spitoonium is that really vile, gross, disgusting substance that collects in your mouth, and it comes from injuries, wounds, sores in your mouth, and it kind of gets really, 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 really nasty. It's the kind of thing that you wake up with Spitoonium going on in your mouth, and the first thing you spend the first hour of your day spitting it out because it's disgusting. And then you get well, it's not just spitting it out. You get up, you get the mouthwash or whatever you could use, and you're rinsing out the mouth, and you're spitting, and you're rinsing, and you're spitting, and you're just spitting and spitting and spitting. It's this vile, gross, disgusting substance that just makes you want to hurl if you think about it too much. And yeah, I've been dealing with that lately, and I can only hope against hope, that this means that sometime in the reasonably, hopefully near future, that I may actually stand a chance of going through a day where I don't have my jaw feeling like somebody's bashing onto it with a aluminum baseball bat. Because that is doing just such wonderful things for my attitude. Yeah. So there's Spitoonium for you. Now if that isn't bad enough, how about human Spitoonium? And I don't mean Spitoonium from humans, I mean humans that are actually not humans, but they are actually Spitoonium in the shape of humans walking around and living in the world. I can give you a good example of such a one. A human Spitoonium is the person or persons responsible for this practice by many businesses these days. And I don't know whether it's the businesses or their financial institutions or card processors or what have you. I do not know, and I do not care, because regardless, the practice needs to stop yesterday. Actually, it needs to stop about 75 million years ago, because it's really bad. This is that practice where you go in, for example, to a convenience store or to a grocery store. The convenience store, you go in and you buy gasoline, or you go into a grocery store and you buy some painkillers that you really, 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 really need, and you figure while you're there you might as well get a couple of other things that you actually kind of need, and so on. Yeah, well, and you don't realize it unless you pay close attention to every transaction that goes through your PayPal card or your bank or whatever. But when the transaction gets from that store to the thing where your card is, whether it's the bank or PayPal, you find out that what they did was, you see a transaction coming from that outfit, from that retailer or store or whatever, and it is in the amount of $1. You spent $30 or $40, but it's actually $1 on the transaction. Yeah. And then a period of time later, a period of time that could be anywhere from 3 days to 4 weeks later, that exact transaction gets updated. And then instead of being $1, it's the 30 or 40 or whatever dollars you spent. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know why they do it, probably because they somehow managed to get interest off of the money, off of some money somehow, some way. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense at all to me. Time was, you make a transaction like that and bang, it goes right through the full amount, first time, all the time, every time, and you know where you stand, because you look at your balance indicator and you see transaction here that you did and the amount you did it in, you see this and that and the other, and the only time you see a $1 transaction, even temporarily, is when you did a $1 transaction. What's really, 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 really special is couple of weeks ago, I think it was, I was in a really bad situation. I was out of painkiller. I needed it really, really bad because, hey, this crap going on in your mouth, in your gums, and your teeth, it freaking hurts. And painkiller is expensive. Even your basic, plain vanilla, over-the-counter things, they cost money. They're expensive, and you can't get them for free. Well, okay, maybe you can get them for free, but not around here and not quickly. So we don't even need to talk about that. So anyway, I got the painkiller. There wasn't any other way to do it, so I got the painkiller. I did the thing where I went to the store and I spent money that didn't exist, counting on the fact of getting the thing covered with my overdraft, knowing that it's going to be the $35 overdraft fee plus the amount of the transaction. Didn't like it, but was willing to be okay with it because it was better than hurting like freaking mad. I mean, hurting like sitting in a corner crying and praying for it to be over with bad. You know, it's that sort of thing. So I did that. And while I was there, I did decide to get a couple of other things because I figured in for a penny, in for a pound. The overdraft fee isn't going to change, just the amount spent. And then there's the human Spitoonium thing. You see, that transaction went through just exactly the way I expected it to. The full amount hit the bank, and they did their thing, and yada, 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 and so on. And then, just recently, another transaction happened. Or rather, an old transaction was updated. I never know when to expect this $1 now and the rest of it later crap that a lot of these places do. I never know when to expect it. But what was listed as a $1 transaction is now a $40-some transaction. And I guess what I'm going to have to do is to keep track of this crap and to keep track of what's actually supposed to be there is to actually write down all the transactions, actually writing them down instead of counting on like the PayPal balance and the bank balance indicator and whatnot, and the fact that I often wait 3 and 4 days before doing any transactions to give everything time to clear. Because I'm rather paranoid about that, and now it's getting even worse. And to make things extra fun, the painkiller is gone. The bottle is empty. And I'm sitting here about 14 hours away from being able to get my incoming money to get more. And no, I'm not going to go out tonight and do anything and make things worse, because A, I couldn't stand to do that just a few hours away from receiving what I'm supposed to get every month and the third. But the fact is, it's dark. And I cannot drive at night because my car's headlights are mashed up from 2 frickin' years ago when some moron in a gigantic pickup truck backed into me, destroyed the headlights, and broke off the fiberglass front end that goes around the front end of the car and the headlights. Yeah, that was extra special too. More human Spitoonium. Absolutely frickin' wonderful. Meanwhile, I'm having what you call a really, really, really not wonderful day or night or what the heck ever it is. And yeehaw. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.
Mr. TinFoilChef.